Welcome, Eva. So,
Hello.
we're here today to have a chat about when somebody knows they've got to work on themselves and they're drawn, or they've drawn to somebody to work with, or that what steps somebody would, what are the first things that people think about when they feel blocked or they feel like they've got a challenge and they know that they want to work with somebody.
Yeah, so I guess my old work has started quite a few years ago. I mean, in all my life, I was always seeking for something bigger and higher. And when I came to Australia and I met my husband, and he was very much into the spiritual work as well, that was really a big shift for me as well.
Mm.
And yeah, I had a lot of, I guess, I want to call trauma or issue or blocks, where I felt really disconnected to myself. I wasn't in my power. I was feeling very confused. There was lots of triggers where I was feeling angry and I was asking myself, why is all this happening? And then I was trying to seeking or looking for any teachers or any groups which I could join and I could sort of develop my spiritual work. So I have done lots of meditation. I have done work with sort of energy healing as well. And one day my friend invited me to Sacred Gardens, which was back in 2018, 17,
2018. Yeah.
18,
Mm.
where I met you, Sunita, and
Mm. You
I didn't know
did.
anything. I didn't know anything about you. I went to your tent where you have sort of you had talk about all the spiritual work, but the major thing, what it was when I have seen you on the stage doing your psychic work as a medium, and that really blew my mind. And I just could not believe it. There was something so empowering that when you finished, I actually came to see you,
Yeah, we had a chat,
and
didn't we? We had a chat, and it was it. And I remember the photographer took a photo of us talking, which was quite cute as well. Because every time that photo comes up, I know I've sent it to you, and
yes,
just a casual chat, right? And even at that pivotal moment, like. I don't know because I'm never in that position, but this is feedback, this is always great feedback for me to know, how am I being received? And, you know, so what was it that drew you to me at that point? Was
it
it,
it was, I guess, like you have or I have met a few teachers or a few people who could have guided me through my work, okay, but you always feel, oh, maybe that's not right or doesn't feel right. But there was something higher or something bigger what drew me to you. Okay. There was something, when you feel like, yes, I can work with that person. Yes, this is really what I want to work with you. Okay. So that's why I came and speak to you. And
mm,
I remember you told me, I actually don't want to talk to you right now. I actually want to talk to your husband. So it's really that everything actually
that
happened
was
through my
funny.
husband. So
It
yeah,
did.
so then he started with you and then I have joined later on. So I guess you meet the people in your life who are guiding you or taking you on the journey and will bring you to the point where you want to be. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like when you're ready, the teacher will come. And I think that's what has happened. So I
Yeah.
was ready for more work to be done, for deeper work to be done, and I
Mm.
was ready to really go on the journey. And you, as a teacher, just came.
Mm. And you didn't even know what I did.
And I didn't even know what you do exactly
No.
because at that time you were also going through a few fertility issues. So I was sort of touching, sort of based on that, whether you could help us somehow in that way. But
Mm.
then, sort of, the things that after that, I have a lot of my own work to do in
Mm.
terms of my personal growth and development. And
Yeah.
that's where basically
And
I
that was
started.
And that was some of the conversations that we had, wasn't it, between the three of you? It was around your individual growth work to do with the
Yes.
fertility and
Yes.
and to do with the blocks around that, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
And
yeah. And
tell
then
me
basically,
about, your sense of powerlessness, because that's something that people talk about a lot, is I don't feel empowered, I don't feel connected. and I've got all these
It,
emotions coming up. How
it
did you,
was.
yeah, so how did you, at what point did you go, oh, I'm done with this?
Yeah, basically what has happened, it was that I was really unable to say no to people. Okay. I was really, like we say, all over the shop. Okay. I did not really have a set boundaries. And that's where I started to really feel it. Okay. Like I've been pretty much pushed and pulled both ways and wherever and everywhere. I just wasn't standing in my own power. And that's where I have pretty much, realized I really need to do something with it. Can't continue like that. Okay. I
Mm.
have to be my own Eva and not just being pulled and
Mm.
sort of pulled on any different
What
sides. Okay.
what was the impact of being pulled on to different things? What was how was
I
that?
was never really looking after myself. I was never really doing anything for myself. Okay. I was always there to, I don't know, you want to call, please everyone else around you or just do everything for. I'm not saying it's something bad to do anything for someone else, but you also have to look after yourself and be
Yeah,
connected to yourself.
100%.
Okay.
Mm.
I reckon this is the prior thing to do. Okay.
Mm.
Once your cup is full, then you can
Yeah.
um, provide the help and support to others. Okay.
Mm.
And
Mm.
that's what I have been lacking on.
So was that a boundary thing?
Was that there was a boundary thing, definitely the boundary thing. I did not have a set boundaries, and it was definitely the huge issue of being able to say people, no, sorry, no, I can't, I'm not doing
Mm.
this, no, I'm not coming, I'm not going. Okay. I've
Mm.
got now my own time and this is what I'm going to do for myself. And that
Mm.
was the biggest thing. And once I have made a decision and this became my habit, okay, and that's what I have set for myself. It feels fantastic. And
Mm.
I also being able to say no with not having any guilt. That's the main thing. Okay.
Guilt
I am
and
okay to say no and I feel fine. I'm perfectly fine.
yeah.
That's the that's the
Mm.
biggest point.
Mm.
So
Mm.
not to have any guilt.
And the work and the emotional, like the anger eruptions. And I remember one of our conversations around work situations, wasn't it? And
Yes.
certain situations,
That's
and
yes,
yeah,
that's when you, and I remember you told me that, and I remembered very clearly, and I didn't like it. I was very upset about it. But you told me, Eva, it is not about the people around you, it's about you. Okay. And that's a so important thing to remember for everyone when you start doing this work. Okay. Don't look for people around you and find the mistakes in everyone around you. Okay. Look at yourself and start working from yourself. And that was the biggest thing for me. And a huge realization that no, I have been blaming everyone else around me, but I never really looked in
that's
within
right.
me. Okay. And that's where the work needs to happen.
And I remember that moment now that you've talked about that. I remember that moment in group, and I remember your
Mm-hmm.
face,
Mm.
and it was that realization of, oh my God. And that moment where somebody's are like, whatever I said, and then and the way that you received it, it really, I could see the light bulb that went off where
Yes.
it was not about other people. And that is the
Yes.
biggest point, isn't it? Because it's about self-responsibility, it's about
And
being accountable for yourself, and and blame. It's the blame thing,
exactly.
isn't it? Keep pointing
Exactly.
the fingers at everybody else, and then you
Exactly.
realize it's actually not them. I'm
Exactly.
actually the problem.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's where that really, really deep work has started. And that's
Yeah.
basically when I pretty much just move everything else around me off. Okay. And really focus on myself and really deep within me and just start looking for where the problems are, where the wounds, blocks, traumas, whatever you want to call it
Mm.
are, and how I can address it and how I can heal myself and
Mm.
heal everything. And that's where the whole
Mm.
journey started.
And you'd been working for a while to that point, right? And I think
Yeah,
that's the pivot. That was a pivotal point, right?
that was.
That's what I'm hearing. And then so from that point, you realized there's stuff going on with me, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So tell me about
Yes.
that journey, because it
So
just
that journey
really
basically, yes,
resonates.
that I knew that stuff going on with me. I still wasn't 100% sure what exactly it is. Okay. But I
Mm-mm.
have done I have done the intuition course with you as well. So that was a huge thing as well for me to really connect to myself and to
Yeah.
really believe and have that intuition, that yes, I can fully trust myself. I can listen my intuition. Okay. Then we have done a coaching session. So there was an eight
Just pause
weeks.
there because this is something that I hear people, I don't think people realize the value and what trusting, learning to trust your intuition actually deeply, deeply means, right? Which is why I keep talking about it.
Yes.
Because
And
that
for
thing you
me,
just said, I trusted myself. Like, imagine being able to trust, I mean, and you can say this because you've come from, I didn't to now I do, but imagine not like being able to just trust yourself 100% and not have any doubts. Like, that is a superpower, right?
that is amazing. That is amazing. And be okay with that even though if you don't know the answer or even if you don't know what's going to happen, you are okay with that and you just sit in it
Mhm.
and you trust and you surrender and something will come up.
Yeah. Look
Something
at
will. And
that.
that's
That's
so
huge for you.
powerful. That's huge. That was huge for me.
Huge. And but
That was
even
huge.
now, because
It
that was
is.
years ago.
Because there is lots of time the moment in a life will come where you just sort of want to be, oh gosh, I need to know what I'm going to do. I need to know what happened. I want to be in
And
control.
that was
No.
you.
Yes,
It
that
was
was me.
you, wasn't it? Now I'm remembering. That was
Yes,
you.
very
And
much.
look at you
It's
now.
still coming up from time to time. It comes up. Okay,
It's
it is
normal.
still there. Okay, but I'm so much aware of it that you can just push it away and say, "Hang a second, just step back, just calm down, just breathe." Just surround at the moment. Sometimes it's just better just to leave the thing, just surround the thing, just really trust yourself, and there is always going to be outcome and a good outcome.
Yeah.
That's 100%.
Yeah. It's a big one. And I don't think that people place enough importance on trusting your intuition. Like, it is the foundation, right? Which is why I did that training over and over and over and over again.
Yeah,
And you could
and that's
repeat it.
fantastic. And that's
Yeah.
fantastic training as a starting point because
Yeah.
everyone's got an intuition, okay? Everyone, okay?
Mm.
It just depends how are we using it and how much are we trusting it, okay?
Mm.
So that's just purely that. That's such a fantastic starting point if you want to do
Mm.
any spiritual work or soul work. That's really to open up and to really have that trust to be
Mm.
able to continue further.
Yeah. 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 No,
Yeah.
it reminds me, I think, listening to you that when I'm creating things, like I'm in that creator mode, but having it said, especially reflecting on your journey from how we first met to just having a conversation to then you having that realization, and then you kind of, these things just appear, don't they?
Yeah,
Of your next step. So what was your
exactly.
next step? What did you do next?
So basically, you don't know. It's like a book which is not written yet,
Mm.
and you're just writing it as you go. Okay. So what happened next? So next, we have done our coaching course, which was, I think it was 8 weeks of coaching. I think it was 8 weeks
As long as that.
or longer than that.
Group
Yeah.
coaching. Group coaching
Or was
is
that for
6 months.
6 months? 6 months. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So that was a huge course.
That
Okay.
was
And again,
powerful.
very powerful. And I went in it as well with not really exact agenda what I'm going to do. Okay.
Yeah.
So pretty much you're going in and you do uncover. The things will come up. The things will uncover. You might even think, oh yeah, this is actually the thing what I'm going to work on, or this is something. And no, there's something else will pop up. Okay. There's
Mm.
something else will come out. And then you just work on it. So that whole coaching, that was a huge, because we really went through lots of new and unknown things to me. So I went through all our values, the belief system, which is coming through all your family. And as a little child, as you're growing, and there were probably lots of things coming up from the childhood, from the relationship between your parents, between your mother and the father. And that's where I really started to see things, and the things were started to be clear to me, okay, through all these values and the beliefs. I said, oh, yes, so that's why this is happening. Also, that's why I act like that. Oh, this is where is it coming from,
But
okay?
you didn't realize
And
that, did you, right at the beginning? Like you didn't
yeah,
come into this work,
no,
into your growth work going, I've got stuff around this
no,
part of my life. No, you just knew.
no.
Yeah.
No, exactly. Because I mean, as you start working through different, like you said, values and beliefs, that's where the stuff and the realization will come up. Okay. And then you feel what it's really, you know, your feelings, you know, what has happened in the past. Okay. You know what
Yeah.
is triggering you when you're acting the way how you're acting. Okay.
Mm.
For me, particularly, there was lots of things coming up about the mother and the mother archetype, because we then later on,
Yeah.
um, we were later on did the work on the archetypes as well. That was really just the introduction of what the
Yeah.
archetypes are, what different archetypes are
Mm.
there. We're working with the cards as well.
Mm.
So that's where the things really started to unfold for me, okay? And that's where I started to have a more direction. What do I need to address and what do I need to work on?
Mm. Mm.
So that was the whole coaching. And then the
Yeah.
Bali retreat came.
Yeah, the Bali retreat. Yeah. Yes. Let's talk about the Bali retreat. So then your journey took you from, I know I need to do some work and I have no boundaries and I'm feeling powerless and I'm not connected to myself, to then going, um, right now I can see that opening up that spiritual development, and I can see that there are some more blocks, deeper blocks. And then you got to mother wound,
Yes,
which
got to
didn't
motherhood.
happen.
And that's
Yeah.
when the Bali retreat came along. And that's where I said, along with my husband as well, yes, we're going to do the Bali retreat, because that's the really going to be the space where you can really work on the deep and deep and deep stuff. Okay. It's this purely going to be space created just for the work to be done, for the healing.
You didn't know that,
And
did you, before you went? Like I
I
told you
did
about it, but
I didn't know, but I felt the
Mm.
being in the place where you are 9, 8, 9, 10 days, just doing the work. I felt that would be the fantastic place to do. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not interactive. It's not. It is all happening in in 10 days in one place, 8, 10 hours a day. Okay, so I was scared. I was very scared to go.
Did I
I
work
was
you out
very scared
hard?
to go. You have no idea what to expect. I didn't know. I just went to unknown. Okay. So there was lots of resistance.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was lots of resistance. There was also the signs sort of telling us. I remember the night before we were flying to Bali. We lost power in our house. So we were packing in the dark. So my husband telling me,
Really?
that's the sign. We shouldn't be going.
Did he?
Yes.
That's yeah.
And then there was the next morning, we came to the airport. Our flight was cancelled. You remember that?
Yes.
So we had to come home. And then we went back to the airport. So my husband said, that's the other side. But he still pushed through that. Okay. There was some kind of, I mean, I guess it's natural, you know, you're going to unknown, have that
Yeah.
resistance and everything. So we just managed to go through. We came to Bali and we have joined this beautiful soul alignment retreat, which was fantastic.
So tell us what happened. Tell me what happened so that our listeners can kind of appreciate. So your path to right now, I'm going to this retreat. I don't know what I'm, necessarily going to be doing or getting out of it, but I know that I have this challenge that I want to work on.
Yeah, so basically, that happened all in March in 2020. So we came to this beautiful, retreat. And like I said, I had no expectation. And I said to myself, I'm not going to think about it too much. I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to trust my intuition. I'm just going to sit there. I'm going to sit around there. I'm going to see what is going to come up for me. And I'm just going to work on every single piece of information, feeling, whatever will going to come up. I'm going to dig deeper, and I'm going to do it. And I guess you have created a beautiful space, okay? And I guess you created a space according to people in the group as well. So
Yeah,
according to
yeah,
energy, vibration, everything. So
right.
even though it was what I liked about it, even though it was a group of the people, it was still very much a personal work.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Adjusted to every single participant in that group. So everyone could fully work deeply on themselves. Okay. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm joining the group, I just have to go with the group. Not at all. Okay. Did not even feel like a group. It really felt for me full
Mm.
individual
Oh,
work.
amazing.
Okay. Where you have your coach there for you every single day from the morning to evening. Okay. You are there available and you're
Oh,
doing your
oh,
own
you're gonna make
personal
me
work.
cry. I actually
It,
never knew that because we actually haven't talked about it like this since then. Obviously, I know that you had profound, like lots of things happened, but to know that that's what was being received, that's what I intended. That
yes.
every person is attended to individually. That every person
Yes.
has their breakthrough because that is why you do that. Well, that's why I created it. So that
Exactly. And that's when you go to the retreat, that needs to happen. That's when you know that it's a good retreat. And okay. And also you get the most what you need to get for yourself.
yeah,
Because that's the main this is the main purpose why you are going there. Okay. So
yeah.
I found that fantastic. Okay. And then the work what we have done, again, we as a group and me as well, we had no idea what were we going to do, what kind of exercises we're going to do, because you
Mm.
didn't really release anything, okay?
I
I
didn't
guess
know. I
I
kept
guess
in the
yeah,
dark.
I guess you can talk how you I guess you were working as you felt what needs to be done.
So, like
And
anything, with my events, is there's a structure. There is a structure, and like you said perfectly, that the people in the room con together, you all connect and make the energy and the vibration of what needs to happen and the
yeah,
journey. So I have the structure and what I'm going to do, and then your added layer is just this magical experience, right? So what was your highlight? Go on, you were going to say something.
yeah, and that magical experience has happened few times in the Bali retreat. So you have created a beautiful space. I guess you and us have created a beautiful space. And we went through lots of different work, whether exercise to the archetypes, with the
Yeah.
closed eyes, it was something unbelievable, very
Mm.
uncomfortable at the first moment, very uncomfortable to do work on the archetype of work with the closed eyes, with the music playing, where you really need to go deep in and
Yeah.
release whatever you want to release. Very challenging, okay, but fantastic work. But there were two beautiful highlights for me where you could really feel the sacred space and the energy created. And that was because we did lots of meditation as well. So when we did the meditation, that was the first time I could feel the energy
Mm.
going through me, okay? My whole arms and the hands were full pins of needles, and just I could not even move my arms. I have never ever felt that before, and I have never ever felt that after. And it was such an amazing moment. I wish I could feel like that every single time I do my meditation. It was just the power of energy created in that space.
Wow.
And I will never ever forget. That was just so good. That was the first highlight. And the second highlight, and it's just for me, it's such a blurry moment because I guess there must be something higher going on there. And I can probably you can reflect on it better because you must have seen it.
Hmm.
When we had the highest priestess night,
Yes.
and and there was a night I can't even remember everything. It just sort of it feels like it was a dream or something. And I remember when you called us up and sort of do that little dance, and there was something higher pulling me. I know I stood up. I think I stood up with someone else, where I think you put someone else to sit, and then I sort of went there at the front, and just the whole movement, that whole dance, uh, felt like it wasn't me doing. There was something else. There was something higher. And then
Mm.
when I come
Wow.
back to set back and so went back to that meditation, there was again I could feel that energy, that whole pins and needles. I could not even open my hands. That
Really?
was so powerful.
That wasn't
That was,
me. That was you. I
I
didn't do
know, but I
anything.
mean, like you,
That was you.
I mean, like you must have observed this.
Oh,
Uh,
totally.
I don't know. I don't know how did you see it, but for me, it was like I said, I can't even remember it. It feels very like just a dream or something.
That
It was
night,
amazing.
that night was intensely
And,
powerful.
mm,
It was, wasn't it?
and I could definitely feel it. And I think it was through whole group, through everyone.
Oh,
I mean,
with everybody. Everybody had their
I,
unique experience of the
mm,
high priestess archetype coming through them. And what is the high priestess? It's the intuitive, spiritual, soul, mystic part of you
mm,
that showed up in that group
mm,
to go, I'm here as your resource, as a part of you that can come out whenever you want me to be here,
mm,
that I'm a part of you. That was you.
yeah,
I didn't know
yeah.
this. This is incredible.
That was, yeah, I don't think I spoke to anyone about that experience. I think you are the first one to hear it.
Oh,
But I
well,
mean,
that's
that was really, that's very something, that's really something special. And the feeling, it's just amazing to, yeah, I mean, gosh, you feel, yeah, I just wish whether we could be within that energy and that space, that group more often in our lives.
yeah, yeah. Well, the thing is, you allow the connection to build with your own high priestess. Because
Mm,
she's a high priestess. They are,
yeah,
there's a sense of like being untouchable and unreachable, and that she will appear when she's needed,
yeah.
you know? So that group was intense and it was powerful that night. I mean, I created those nights, those incursions, those specific experiences. When you're doing growth work, you do your personal growth work and all the programming, all of the archetype work and all of that stuff to shift and clear blocks. And then
Yes.
I added in the spiritual parts so that you could go, I've shifted this and then boom, this has gone up. And oh my God, I can feel this has gone up. And then this and then this. So your senses, it was all sensory to heighten your awareness, your intuition, connect to your spirit body, your soul body, allowing, yeah, that's what the space was about. Because that's the only way you can do soul work, right?
And that's exactly what happened in that Bali, in that retreat, because what we did, the first half of the retreat was that all hard and deep work, okay? The archetypes, the wound, the trauma, and basically we worked through many different, archetypes. So I guess everyone found whatever they need to find, whatever they need
Yeah,
to work. There was a
yeah.
really deep, heavy digging inside of you work, okay? Really, really, really
Oh,
heavy work.
it was
And
so
then
intense. Can I just say, I watched everybody look absolutely like, oh my God, what's, really hard. I mean, and they were long days, weren't they?
yes,
Those
and there were long
first
days.
three
There were
days
about
are
eight
long
to
days.
ten
And I say this
hours.
up front to anybody, you're going to come to Bali the first three
Yeah,
days, you're going to be exhausted. And
yeah,
that's what you see, working on yourself,
yeah,
but I've created a space for you to work on that space.
yeah. And then basically what has happened, and then you booked us for that 1 day day spa, which was
Oh my God.
fantastic.
I
I
know.
think
And don't you need it? It's like the biggest
I think
reward after that labor. That was literally labor.
exactly. And
So
then we
hard.
all needed it. We all definitely needed it. Had a whole day in a spa. So that was fantastic. And then, like you said, and then the second half was more about that higher spiritual work. Okay,
Yeah.
that where we did a full moon circle, which was completely different energy as well. That was
It
really
was, wasn't
beautiful.
it?
Yeah, there was again something
That
very
was,
different and very
we did
beautiful.
so many, like, wow.
Yeah. So we did that, and then we did highest priestess. But we also went to. You took us very early morning.
Temple to Adi's
Temple.
temple.
That was again something what I have never ever done before, never experienced before. So it was something, yes, just really nice addition to that whole soul alignment retreat because I guess it's just all that cleansing,
Yes.
releasing and cleansing. So that was really beautifully done. So in the very early morning, where there was lots of waterfalls. There was a very, very big one, waterfall, the main one, and there was a
Yes.
few small one. And there was actually the you guided us exactly what needs to be done when we go
Yeah.
under the waterfall. So in terms of the breathing, releasing as well, and then how
Yeah.
many times to wash your face and wash yourself. So
Geez,
that
you've got
was
a
from
great
that.
memory, Eva.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because it was you do really take everything in. Like I
Well,
really
you
wanted to
do.
take. Yes, I mean that was, and even though like I said, no, that's going to be a piece of cake. But saying that, you come to that under that huge waterfall to put your head under the waterfall. That's where the fear again comes in. Okay, so
Right.
again, you're just testing yourself, and I guess like yeah, it's not that easy just to put your head down under the waterfall, stay there, found that really calm space and really breathe and take everything in. Okay. So again, there's something you can challenge yourself, something to find out how do you feel about it, whether it's something coming up, whether you have still any fear, whether it's okay, how did it feel for you? So that was again fantastic. Balinese experience. I mean, this is their culture, so we could have experienced
It
their,
is, and it was there to so that you could have the ritual cleansing and
yes,
clearing, because that is
yes,
so important in all of this
yes,
work. Because we did that, I can't even remember now, but it towards the end, so that
mm,
you're kind of washing away everything that you've been working on.
yeah,
Otherwise, it's just energetically, you're just pulling it all back in. So that was a
yeah,
profound experience. And the elements, I know Adi said that the priest, who's a beautiful and amazing, powerful priest that I found in the
mm,
January, when
yeah,
I was in Bali before the Solar Alignment retreat in March, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And yeah, so he did the
he guided
blessing,
us.
didn't he? He did the
Yes,
blessing in the temple as
yes,
well. We
yes,
had our special group blessing
yeah, yeah.
for
So
intention.
that was again other experience which I haven't experienced before. And I mean, like, yes, you come to Bali, um,
Mm,
still Bali for me very sacred place. Okay, it's
yeah,
just that appreciation of the land, of the Mother Nature,
yeah.
of their culture as well. So
And all the
like for
rituals.
me, anywhere I go in the world, you do have that appreciation of the land
Yeah,
where you come.
totally.
Okay, so that's very
Mm,
important as well to sort of acknowledge that.
yeah,
And
yeah,
we were very lucky to experience this. So that was
yeah.
amazing.
And he was particularly like I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else. He was
Yes.
particularly, he's particularly powerful. I see him every time I
Yeah.
go to Bali. We've had the two of us have had amazing experiences together. Because he'll
Mm.
look at me and he'll go, "Has that happened to you before?" And I'll go, "No, it's happening because I'm with you." And he goes, and I say, "Has that happened to you?" He goes, "No, it only happens when I'm with you." So we know. And he said he
See,
always
so
looks
that's
at me.
really, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's,
So it's great. And we align. And I wanted somebody, for you to have a cultural experience, but to have that beautiful ritual in that temple, which is he takes us to that spot for a reason,
mm,
because it has the power of all the elements, and the gods and the deities that are known to be kind of present in that area as well, which is perfect for, you know, what we're doing in the retreat as well.
retreat, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so that was a fantastic experience of the retreat. And then we did a little bit of, I think we did a little bit of psychic work as well. I mean, you have touched a little bit the base of psychic work, I guess, for the people who do want to develop that further, that's just sort of you can experience, how does it feel? What is the feeling?
Yeah.
How much you can tap into that sort of psychic work? What is it coming up for you? Whether you see the things, whether you feel the things, whether you see the colors or whatever. I mean, I think it's really, really good, component to bring in as well.
Yeah,
Because I guess
yeah.
it is a part of your spiritual growth and work
Growth
as
and
well.
journey. That's
Yeah.
right. And we had spirit, didn't we, as well? We had
Yes.
mediumship, as well. Spirit came through for people as well. That was amazing, because that's all a part of the healing journey, isn't it? Whether who
Yes.
it is, whether your guides come through, as in your family members, or whoever comes through with those messages as part of the healing journey. So
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about, so you mentioned like the mother wound.
Yes.
What happened
Yeah,
there?
for me, that was the biggest thing. So basically, I think we didn't work on the mother archetype. I think the mother archetype we worked was in the second half of that retreat.
Hmm.
And that for me was the most powerful archetype to work with. And because there was a lot of wounds coming up for me, I guess from growing up and from the relationship having with my mom and going through fertility issues, there was a lot of things happening
Mother
about the
stuff, yeah.
mother,
Because I
also
remember you saying
about
that you didn't feel like very close or that like
yes.
that bonded connection.
Yeah, so there was really that deep bonded connection. Like my mom is fantastic mom. I mean, she has done fantastic work with me to bring me up, but there was never that really deep, loving connection. Okay, and I guess it's probably coming because she has lost her mom when she was very, very young. She was only 4 years
Right.
old, so she was
Oh,
never
really? I
really,
didn't know that.
she never really had her own mom. Okay, she had a stepmom, which was not very nice to her. So I guess she did definitely try her best, but I am sure there was a lot of things which has been carrying on
Mm.
through the female in the
Yeah,
family and through the
100%.
generation. Okay, so
Yeah.
I did really feel that there was a lot of needs to be done. Also, going to the fertility issue, I did really feel in my womb that there's something missing. There was like when I did the meditation, I couldn't really breathe in. Um, when I do meditation, I do see lots of colors, and there is a colors coming with me within the space of my body. Okay, and always around my that
Sacral.
sacral
Yeah.
chakra,
Yeah.
there was
Yeah.
always coming. I just couldn't see a light there. There was always it was very dark, very
Ah.
dull, and so I knew there is some work needs to be done there.
Mm.
So basically, when we worked on that mother archetype, and I was really focusing mainly um, mainly on that sort of mother wound, but what did come up for me is going to the fertility issue. It somehow, I don't know, through where we did the exercise and everything, there was lots of things coming up for me, allowing me being a mom. And
Mm.
I really, the last moment coming to the end of the exercise, I could really actually feel holding my son on my right shoulder here. It was
Really?
so real. I could physically feel feeling of holding him. Okay. And that whole healing about becoming a mom and being able to make mom and allowing the mom that I can actually carry the child and that whole my womb and everything is clear. I couldn't see the white light, which
Mm.
I couldn't see before. So when we did any meditation later
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
that whole sort of breathing in was much easier and I
Mm.
could really see the light there and everything. So
Wow.
I, yeah, and I remember
Really?
you
Can I
then
just
stayed
stop
with
you?
me.
Like, you never told me any of this. So this is like the
No,
first time you've ever told me. And I remember you saying you had a profound moment, but that, what you've just described, that's like holy moly.
yeah, that was a really moment, and I don't know whether still today I don't really know, and other case I don't really need to know whether it
No,
was really
no.
a work particularly to be done between um, my mother or whether it was more about me as a being a mother, okay, and sort of growing up and sort of trusting
All of it.
myself. Yes,
It's
I can
all of
be
it.
fantastic mother.
Yeah.
Yes, I can bring the child.
Yeah.
Yes, I can carry the child, and all of
Yeah.
these issues. Okay, I'm not really going to think about it too much.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
I
it's
have
to do with
done
all of
that
it,
work.
ultimately. Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But that was that really profound moment where I could physically feel it, and I could physically hold my son, and that warm opening the heart because that was the other issue for me as well. Anytime when I did meditation in the past, and you put your hand on your heart, I could not really feel it. It's like, yeah, yeah, you know what I mean?
It's in there somewhere.
It's in there somewhere, but it is very hard to explain until you really
Yeah, no, I
feel
hear
it.
you. So you didn't
As
feel
a
you
really,
did, but you said that I don't feel connected.
yes.
And this
But
is
then
where
now,
connection
when you
comes
put
from.
your
Mm. Mm.
hands, you do really feel deep connection and the loving feeling, okay? Which did only happen once I have done all that work.
Mm.
So that was a really profound moment of the retreat, and yeah, so then we came home, and then I mean, the whole fertility issue is probably there for the other session to talk about. But it did happen, and we came back home in March from Bali, and then in August we got pregnant with our son, and he's now 3 years old. So I mean, we've got a beautiful little boy,
I
and
know. Yeah.
I guess there was lots of that blocks, and there definitely was that
100%.
that spiritual, that soul uh, block of him to coming to us. That I definitely knew that something needed to be done around that, because I mean, you go into the fertility journey, you know, you cover all you're healthy, you feed, you eat healthy, you go through all these medical treatments. So basically, everything is taken care of. But I was just that one missing puzzle was there, that whole soul connection.
Yeah.
And for him being able to come to us and have that space for him to come. So that was that healing really needed to happen.
And
And that's when
and
I
how
really
long?
understood it in Bali.
Yeah. How long was your fertility journey?
9 years.
Yeah.
9 years of fertility journey.
And you were kind of at the end of your, this is
I
it.
was in the end, yeah. Alan was our last embryo which we had. And I supposed to go for the transfer before we went to Bali. And
Right.
at the day when I supposed to start the cycle, we came back from the Europe in 2019, and I had such a pressure on my chest, and just something didn't feel right. And the morning when we were supposed to start our last cycle, I rang the clinic in the morning and I canceled everything, and the pain went away. Okay. And I said, no, there is something still needs to be done. It's just
Wow.
I just knew. And then
So
the
you
Bali
followed your
came along.
intuition, right?
Yes,
You
yes.
tuned in, but that's what
And
it's
I
all
could
about.
actually physically feel it on myself. I
Wow.
could physically feel it, that resistance, that something's telling me no, no. I could physically feel it on my body. I even said to my friend, since I came back, I've got that constant chest pain, like that, that, that really heaviness, that something is telling me, whatever you're going to do, just don't do it.
Don't do it. Wow.
And then we went to the Bali. We did all that work in the Bali, and then when we came back, we went back to the IVF clinic, and that's when we got pregnant with Alan. And like I said, now we have a beautiful, healthy, cheeky little
Son,
boy. Yes,
cheeky little
yeah,
son. Yeah.
yeah.
And you
So
saw
Bali,
that.
yeah, I mean,
And
fantastic.
let's not dismiss this, Ava. You had a vision of holding your son,
Yes, yes.
and
I
then
could, I could physically feel him. I could physically feel how I'm holding him on my right shoulder.
I didn't even know that part of your story. Like I'm enlightened as much as anybody else who listens to this is going to be to hear that, because that is just so incredible, and creating space energetically within our systems to receive a child, or the space for whatever it is that you're embarking on in people's journey. Like, people don't understand the how profound you can have shifts, and how your life can just change.
Yes, exactly. And exactly like you said, to create the space, it's so important. Okay. So I guess he was there waiting for us somewhere. Okay. We just didn't really create that space. Okay. And that really, I mean, look, it was an easy journey. Okay. I mean, for anyone who
No.
is on the journey, or for anyone who wants to go and do the journey. Okay. There was a lots of dark moments. There was a lots of moments when you sit in the void, when you sit in the dark, you can't see the light on the end of the tunnel. But there was always something which is pushing you through. Okay, through all my life, and I always have it. I always know I've got someone. It's somewhere here. I always know someone who is looking after me. I don't know whether
Yeah, of course that's true.
you can
Yeah,
experience that. Yeah.
totally.
And it's just like that. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So this is the feeling. What do you have? So you just have to go and push through, and you just have to go and take that step and do that work. Okay. Um, and whatever is going to, whatever is going to come. And like we said, you might go and want to do the work. For example, you want to work up to the anchor issue or whatever. and then something else will pop up, which is fine. Okay, you just have to accept it, sit on it, and then do work on it, whatever needs to be done. And that's just, I guess, the journey, which now doesn't stop. It's just going
Yeah,
and continuing.
it just keeps going and going and going. It goes, yeah, exactly. So if anybody's listening and has any doubts about, starting their personal or spiritual growth or coming onto the Bali retreat or doing coaching or anything, not just with me, but with anybody, what would you say? What would you say? What would your guidance to them be?
I mean, if you have a doubt, you still, on the end of the day, it's still up to the person. Okay, on the end of the day, it's still you who needs to do the work. No one else will do it for you. No one else will push you. So you have to make a decision. I know it can be scary. You can be lots of resistance. Okay, but on the end of the day, you have to make a decision. You have to go and do the work until you try and until you do it and until you face it. You will never know the outcome. Okay, and you will never address it. And if you don't address it, the things will going to pop up and come up for you again, and the same thing again, and same thing again until you address it. So whether you want to live with that, the things will going to be coming up, okay, on the surface, and you're going to live with it, or whether you want to face it and you want to have a better life and more connected life to yourself, more loving life, okay? So this is just decision what you have to make. But unfortunately, no one else is going to make it for you, only you, okay? So it's all on you.
Yeah, 100%. That's great advice. And it is only you can do the work. Otherwise, and I had that thought this morning, is if you can't avoid it, well, you can avoid it, it's just going to keep coming back more and more and more and more and more and more and more.
But what I do really appreciate, and I do admire you, I mean, the coach you are, it's just something amazing. And the reason why is because, yes, you have to do the work. But don't forget, you, Sunita, are such an amazing coach, okay? You've got so much wisdom. And the way how you do the work, you somehow will bring us to realize what is the problem. You don't tell us what the problem is. You do the way that you make us to realize what's actually happening, okay? And then let us to do the work. But you are guiding us in such a fantastic way that, yeah, this is why I love working with you. Okay, this is why I love working with you. This is why we resonate. Probably, together. That's why I have chosen you to be a coach, because this is the feeling what I have, and this is what I love. Okay, it's not just someone tells you, yeah, this is the problem, that's what you do. No.
No.
You're somehow guiding us.
Because I'm not an enabler, and thank you so much. I mean, that's beautiful. And also, you've never told me that either. So it's really lovely to know after, like Alan is 3 now, and to hear from when we first met to where you are now. I mean, you're a different person. You're so intuitive, and you're feeling that deep love and that deep connection as a mum, and the experience of motherhood, which is really where what you weren't experiencing. And it wasn't just about motherhood, but it was about that deep connection, because motherhood is the thing that is going to make you the most deeply connected to another human being, isn't it?
Yes.
And it was like the universe was saying, we don't want you to miss that feeling, because
exactly.
your mother didn't get to experience it with her mother. Yeah. And now you have the opportunity to do the work, some of which was, passed to you through your mum and her experience of motherhood. And so you followed your intuition, and we didn't start that work. Like I said, I want to remind everybody that it wasn't like you came and said, I want to work on my fertility and I want to work on fixing it. That didn't even emerge until ages, for a long time into when we met. It was something that just came, and you kept following, you kept digging and digging, and there it was. And at the end of that road, of that particular road of your journey, you were given the gift that you wanted so much after all of these years in him, in receiving your son. That's so profound so profound. And I think, you know, when you're lacking deep, deep connection, that the deepest connection that you're ever going to experience is of the mother. It really is.
Yeah. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for the journey. If I would have to do it again, I would do it again, even if it's so
100%.
difficult and so hard and so challenging and a very long journey. But I mean the result, and yeah, and and really that finding that connection, because it was it was journey for me, but it's also journey of becoming a mom. Okay, so
Yeah,
that
100%.
was huge.
And I remember one of the things I said to you both at the, like, because Mark's journey, your husband Mark's
Yeah,
journey is slightly different.
yeah,
But I also remember saying to both of you that there's stuff to do with your connection to each other in your relationship that needs
yes,
working on.
yes,
Because it's the I and I that make the we, that will make a third person. And so
yes,
if you're not on the right connection level, whatever that needed to
yeah,
look like, then that's not going to be conducive for
yeah,
for a child to come in as well.
yeah,
And just that's just from a fertility perspective. And he's on his journey. His journey was very different to yours,
yeah,
wasn't it? Even
yeah,
though he was at the Bali retreat. Maybe we should do one with
yes.
Mark as well.
But I mean,
Uh,
like, even though when we came to Bali together as a husband and wife, we from the beginning had a strict thing. You go there as an individual person. And
100%.
we were very, very good about that. That basically everyone works on their own. I did not even know he is in the room. It was sort of that personal work and that deep work that you don't even know he's there. And we really even had and you don't even feel like at evening when you finish. You are so tired and you really want to reflect and maybe journal, a little bit at evening.
Yeah.
We didn't really speak about any our
Stuff.
uh,
Right.
stuff or
Right.
even whatever we have been doing. So it is so precise and so personal work. That
That's right.
even though being there with my husband, we did not even, everyone did it completely separately, which
Mm.
was fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, which is great because it keeps you, and I think that's what I wanted to create was that kind of insular container,
Focus.
that I create a
Yes.
container and then we have an insular container so that you can just focus on the I and
100%.
whatever that you need to go and be deeply rooted in that. So it was designed, the whole experience was designed to keep bringing you back to the I, because that's the
Yes.
only
Yeah.
place that's going to be work, right?
Yeah.
And no, and yeah, yeah, thank you. Because the gift is both ways. I wanted to have a conversation with you about, well, your whole journey, and I think we've kind of nailed it for in terms of experience with everything. And yeah, it's a reminder to me. It's a humbling to see somebody because to grow and shine, and step. And the work's not over, right? Your work isn't over.
No, that's like I
You know,
said.
you
Once you hop on the journey, you are on the
know.
journey. And I mean, like, there is always work to be done. There is always, like, the life gets busy, you do the work. Now I'm mom, I'm thinking, you always, you a little bit come off it, then you hop back on it, and there is always things we're going to solve. And I guess I love being on the journey, and I want to continue on the journey to do personal work and personal development. It's something amazing what we can do in our lives. Okay, so
Mm,
if you can become a better person and improve every single day, why you wouldn't do it? Okay,
exactly.
and also the
100%.
other reminder probably is that um, you do really need, because many people will think, no, I can do it by myself. I'll read the books, I go and watch the whatever. Now we have lots of YouTube, Spotify, and
Yeah,
whatever,
podcasts. Read a
podcasts and
book.
everything to watch, but you do really need a coach. You do really need someone to guide you. Okay, that's very important. Okay, someone from outside. Okay, someone who really reflects with you, who really looks at it from the outside. Okay, someone who's got a deep knowledge, wisdom, experience, and everything. So this is very important as well,
Thank you.
to know. Yeah, and I mean, like, you really are amazing. I mean, you've got
Aw.
so much knowledge that, yeah,
To be
so much
honest,
knowledge.
I wonder about my knowledge, as in like, oh, I'm always doing training. I'm not always doing trainings. I do pick what I'm going to do that's going to benefit who I work with and how I work. And it's an accumulation of, stuff that is coming through me from spirit,
Yeah.
and from all of the work that I've done, and also my own experience. And it comes like I work with everybody so deeply intuitively. Everything
And
I say is for you,
yeah.
meant for you, and that's how it should be if you're working with
And
somebody.
that's why I love working with you, and that's why I have chosen you, because you've got that extra gift, okay, which not many people have. That deeper connection in medium, that that extra thing where you can offer people and where you can help them and guide them. Okay, and that's like I said, that's not everyone has that.
No, no, thank
So
you. I'm just
that's
humbled, man. It's profound. I mean, your
yeah,
journey's profound, and I've learned so much just talking to you about the other part of the journey, especially like 3 years on, 3, 4 years on of what was happening in the inner workings. And you've had this time to reflect. You've been a mum for 3 years,
yeah.
and we had
And I
COVID.
do I do reflect, because I do even go to my sometimes to my Bali notes and just read,
Do you?
what did I write? I even got a book here now in front of me. I
Have
actually looked
you?
yesterday. I looked yesterday. Oh, what did we do? What did I do? What did I write down? And it's very interesting, because when you go back to the stuff, sometimes the things at that time did not really make a sense to you, but they will make
Yeah.
sense now. Okay,
Wow.
you probably didn't see it, or you didn't really pick it up on it, or you might not, maybe you were not even meant to really
Process
take
it.
any note on that.
Yeah, there's the processing time, isn't there? And which is what is needed,
100%.
is the processing time. And now you can firmly say, like, this 4 years on, can't believe it's 4 years. It's
Yes.
unbelievable.
But what we did as well when we came back from Bali, we did other coaching as well. You remember that one? There was sort of the reflection and everything. So we did
We
other,
did. Yeah, and we did, yeah, because COVID hit literally
yeah,
the borders closed on the Sunday, the retreat finished on the Friday, the borders closed on the Sunday, people had to get back home, and then the COVID drama started, didn't it? And so we just did a lot of work online, we did the meditation, we did all of those things that we did for several months. And what I think that was a beautiful thing, because everybody said the same thing, that is that we all got back home and then we couldn't leave the house, could we?
mm,
And there
mm,
was those restrictions were on, so you were able to stay in that container, that
yes,
energetic container, within your home, and then kind of imprint the new version of you into your
exactly,
space before, whilst the drama was going on. And
exactly.
it was the same thing. Everybody said, oh my God, I feel like everybody's so crazy out there and it feels so great here because we've just done this. We've had these profound experiences, and then we've come home and we're in our home and it's perfect.
You were able to still hold on that experience and that
Exactly. You were
energy,
able to hold that
everything.
energy for longer and longer. And then the
Because I
work
remember we have
online.
done also some online meditations at
That's right.
evenings after when we came back from Bali, which was
Amazing.
also fantastic to reflect on everything and to really keep that energy and
Yeah.
keep
And to
that
allow it to continue to
yeah,
land in and keep landing in. Yeah. So it really helped. Not that we want anything else to happen like that again, but I think
no,
that's been a learning as well for me as somebody who created the experience to have, which is why this retreat has got like 3 months of coaching, like an hour session for a month, for 3 months afterwards, for the group to come back together and
yeah,
reflect, because that's
yeah.
really
And I
important.
think that is really important to have that
Yeah.
just before. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it does really help
Amazing.
to build up that energy there. Yeah.
Yeah. So what a journey. Thank you for
Well,
sharing your story
thank you
and
so
your
much for having me.
experiences. It wasn't just about this wasn't about my work. This was about your growth. And thank you for just being amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I hope that whoever hears this is able to look at their journey and ask themselves, right, am I willing to take that first step? Am I willing to commit? Am I ready to take action? Am I open to spiritual concepts? Am I open to receiving a teacher? And am I open to learning? Because those are the essential components of anybody starting
100%.
any work as well. So
100%.
we will thank everybody, and thank you to you, Eva. Thank you to Spirit. Thank you to all of the profound experiences that you've had and that you will continue to have on your journey.
And thank you. Thank you to you, Sunita, as well.
If this resonated, don't just keep it to yourself. Let's keep the conversation going. You can catch me on Instagram at The Corporate Medium and tell me what hit home for you and what resonated. If you've got a story to share or a topic you want me to cover, let me know. And hey, before you go, subscribe, follow, leave a review, and share this with someone who needs it. I'll see you next time.